Hey, welcome back to MCSC Noxie, the master of mediocre gameplay, and this was meant to be War 1 of Season 36, but it was not to be. So I'm starting off by showing you just kind of where we ended last season. We ended in Plat 3 with a war rating of 2511, an alliance prestige of just under 13.5, and an alliance rating of 70 plus mil. So really good season for us. We're a sizable alliance. We have some spenders, but then I wanted to kind of point out our first opponent's rating. Look at their war rating; it's just under ours, 2508. So they maybe didn't have a great season last season. But look at their alliance prestige; it's 14.365, and their alliance rating is 88 plus mil. So we've got some whales across the aisle from us here, some big boys. So let's check out this map. Oh, so they have banned Ghost and Quake and Doom. Those are excellent, excellent bans. So I'm going to be taking Path 1. There's going to be a Mysterio. I think it's a rank 3 Mysterio. There's a rank 3 Thing. I'm not taking that Torch. One of my new Pathmates is going to be taking that fight for us. And then my buddy Joker is going to be taking that Kitty. And then I'm on Iron Man and Kingpin. That's a big Iron Man, big Kingpin. And then a rank 4 Nimrod. And I don't think this war the plan is for me to take any of Mini Island, but we'll see. We'll see. So as it turns out, this war is meaningless, right? So I didn't know it at this point. So into these first couple fights, we were still taking it seriously. We're not boosting though. Like most alliances, we're taking this season a little bit more lightly. We're definitely trying to win. We're trying to win all our fights. If you have boosts and overflow, then you're welcome to use them. It's totally up to your discretion though. And so at this point, I'm still taking the fights pretty seriously. There's a fight later on that I take with my 3-year-old crawling all over me. And I'll tell you about that one in a second. So at this point, I'm still taking him seriously. For me, this is kind of the beginning part of the day. I get to take a break from work and take a couple fights. This Mysterio has willpower on, and the node tries to heal him, so he's going to be constantly draining, but he won't be healing because Warlock. I think I've made a decision on my next rank 4. I'm not a massive whale like a lot of alliances are full with, but I do like to spin, and I do want to advance my account. And so this next rank 4 will be my 3rd rank 4, getting me right next to Paragon, so that'd be great. And so I'm pretty sure that's going to be Warlock at this point. He's my most used war attacker. He's perfect for Path 1. I like Path 1. And you're going to see there, of course, he just rinses that Mysterio, no sweat. Mysterio wants to do that poison damage, and Warlock doesn't do that. That node is all about healing, and Warlock's not going to allow that. So here we got Thing. I don't play this fight too well. I'm a little distracted, and but still, you'll see what we work it out. So no boosts at all for any fights of this war. No boosts of any kind. This is a straight war. So there I tried to go into a heavy. I don't think I meant to do that. I think I just fat fingered that heavy. I don't think that was intentional. Notice I'm not blaming inputs. I just messed up. So I want to get my infection up on him. And I'm aware that masochism timer is rolling around. But as I glance up there's multiple gray timers, and I'm never 1,000% sure which one is masochism. So I'm kind of trying to be careful about all of those timers. So there, I think I just let up on my block. I got pushed to my special 3. This will do a little bit of damage and a little bit of healing, but mostly it's just to get me out of the corner. Let's see how much damage it does. Yeah, it does about 8% damage there and heals me, a decent amount. So he still has 2 infections on, so that's why it did a little more healing. For those of you that don't know, when Warlock's SP3 heals him a percentage based on how many infections. So if you have 1 infection, I think it's like 4%. If you have 2, it's going to be around 8%, and so on. It might be a little bit more than that, but it's not a ton. But the more infections, the more healing on the SP3. So we're doing okay. We're doing all right. I think I take a few more hits. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was masochism right there. Yeah, I assumed the parry and got surprised by masochism. So I'm doing a decent job of keeping the infections on, which is kind of the goal here. You're going to say, why are you heavying so much? Well, the heavy keeps his rock stacks down. And I know a lot of people are masters at managing the rock stacks. I just prefer, when possible, to play around them, just to negate them by causing him to bleed. Now, he's not going to take any damage from the bleed, but when you bleed him, he loses his rock stacks. And Warlock, the utility knife that he is, Warlock is going to apply a bleed on every heavy, so keeping those rock stacks minimized to where they don't really matter and come into play at all. I think he tags me one more time. I'm just kind of looking at my health. He's building his Furies, of course. He's got his protection up. So the heavy's not about damage. You know, Warlock's heavy can do a lot of damage and a lot of bleed damage too. But in this fight, it's not about the damage. It's about keeping those rock stacks manageable and building to an SB2. Oh, I don't know what I did right there, but something stupid. Looks like I just had a brain fart. So there I actually spaced my heavy well that time. Sometimes I'm very confident about that, and other times you'll see, like right there, I didn't do the spacing right, and thankfully I didn't whiff on a heavy, because then he could have ended the fight. Oh man, my heavy's looking a little slow. It's just looking a little slow on those. I think it's just because I'm waiting that extra half a beat to make sure Masochism doesn't punish me. So now both timers are well, didn't matter because the fight's over. So that was my second Warlock fight. So here we've got an Infinity Man. This is, yeah, high rank, a high sig. Look at that PI. This is a high rank, high sig Infinity Man. Thankfully the node doesn't apply to him. And, you know, Magneto would probably turn off anyways. So, yeah, Infinity Man is just confusing. So I see right there that I have forgotten. This is probably a few hours later, this fight from the last fight. So I make sure to put on my Do Not Disturb very quickly. And then we're going to go back into the fight. And Infinity Man with Magneto is not a difficult fight, but he's still always tricky for me to parry. I'm not good at parrying those non-contact attackers. It's just tricky for me. So I'm just going to be baiting his heavy as much as possible, evading his SP1. I think I pushed him to an SP2 at least once. The SB2 is not scary to evade, but it is scary if you take it. Because it will just destroy you. It'll wreck you. It's kind of like Sentinel's SB2. It's not difficult to evade, but if it tags you, it is tough. Sentinel's SB2 is much harder for me to evade than Iron Man 24. His specials aren't that tricky, or they used to be tricky. I've just fought him so much because he's such a good defender. Even today, even though he's such an old character, Infinity Man is still a good defender. He just is. His moveset is tricky. It keeps you off balance. See, I charged in right there. So nothing he did caused that. I just charged in at the wrong time. I just was a little antsy, not patient enough. So I'm making him bleed, which is nice. Thankfully, because it's Magneto, he will not go into that really hyper annoying auto block mode under 15%. So there's his SP2. Just see it as an easy evade, just easy. It's nice and slow. As a matter of fact, what's tricky about it, if anything, is that it is so slow. And down goes Infinity Man. Magneto does his job. So here we've got a Kingpin. I almost thought about taking this with my mags, just for fun. But you know, Warlock is the answer for the node. He's going to do a better job. And so we'll see how this fight goes. Once again, none of these fights have any boosts. All of my attackers are rank 3. My rank 4s right now are APOC and Doom. And then Warlock, like I said, will be my next rank 4. Just because War's my favorite mode of the game. And he's still so great in War. So now we're pushing him. Warlock is draining his power consistently because of the healing. He's not getting any of the benefit of the healing, but he is losing his power because he's trying to heal. So I come into this fight, I think, with like 38%, 30%, maybe it's 30% because I'm at 25 now, and I haven't taken a hit, so it's probably like 30%. And like for most of us, Kingpin is a pretty known quantity, right? Like I know how to fight him. I'm going to keep my infections up. Do not push him to his SB2. I know a lot of people have mastered evading that. That thing still terrifies me. So, and we're going to close off this war with something we've all seen, which is Nebula versus a rank 4 Nimrod. So rank 3 Nebs, rank 4 Nimrod. And this is the fight where my 3-year-old is crawling all over me and talking to me and needing my attention. And, you know, she is the cutest, most adorable thing in the whole universe. And so Daddy was distracted. I'm at this point, I'm like, her name's Ivy. I'm like, Ivy, please, Daddy needs to focus for just a few more seconds. This fight will be over real fast. And she's having none of it. So she's just wanting Dad. She's talking to Daddy about something. I can't remember exactly what. I'm pretty sure at some point in this fight I do push him to his SP2. Maybe it's right here at the beginning. And I'm not sure if I think maybe 1 SP1, because you're going to see, because he's rank 4 and because I am completely, entirely unboosted, the normal fight would be over once I get to my SP2 and the 20 amp charges. And you're kind of saying, like, why isn't the node working? Why isn't Nimrod doing any of his normal, really annoying stuff? You know, where are his armors? Where's everything that he normally does? And that's because at 5 amp charges, Nebula shuts off his ability accuracy completely. All robots have no ability accuracy, so they can punch, they can kick, they can throw their specials, and that's it. The nodes shut off, and all of their more interesting parts of their kit is shut off. So there I do take an SP1 in the face. It would have killed me if I wasn't shock immune. So got 7 charges on him right there, 7 shocks on him, and down he goes. It looks like we are going to win this war, but this war doesn't matter, so come back when the wars count. You guys be good. Bye.